Thank God that international break is over. That is something that Arsenal are saying right now. ODEGAARD's out injured. They've obviously lost Declan Rice with a red card last time. What's their game going to be like against Spurs? Hello guys and welcome to Stevie TV. This is the Premier League preview and this is game week 4. We have a good few games. Like I've already mentioned, we have got Arsenal versus Spurs as the biggest game of the weekend. But we're going to get straight to it with our predictions, guys. We start off with Southampton versus Man United. Man United had a big loss against Liverpool last time out. They lost 3-0 and they need to bounce back massively. And I am actually going to go with a 3-0 win for Manchester United here. And the reason for that is because Rasmus Højlund's back in training, Shaw's back in training. These may potentially play. Casemiro needs to be dropped, but Ugarte may get a start for the United side. And let's see what he's got to give for United. But Southampton don't look like a strong side at the moment, and I do believe Southampton are going to be the team that finished bottom of the league, the way that they're performing at the moment. So I'm going to go Man United 3-0. They need to bounce back from the Liverpool loss. Next, we've got Brighton versus Ipswich, and I'm going with a Brighton 2-1 win in this. I think Brighton have enough quality. I think Ipswich are very good on the counter, but I think Brighton could just stay strong and they'll finish this off and get the win. And it's going to be 2-1. Minte looks good at the moment, and so does João Pedro, on fire at the moment, getting the goals. So those two combined, I can see them getting a victory. Next, it's Palace versus Leicester. Last time out, Palace actually got a draw against Chelsea, and Leicester did lose their game. And it looks like Leicester are going to have a bit of a tough season going forward. I do think they'll be one of the teams that go down. I'm going with a 1-0 Palace victory against Leicester. I just think they're better than the Leicester side. Leicester have got a goal in them. I just don't think that they're going to get behind the Crystal Palace defence. And I think players like Eze and Mateta are going to be good enough to get that goal for them. Fulham versus West Ham next. And this is a London derby. I'm going with a West Ham win here. And I'm going with a 2-0 victory. I feel like West Ham are just a far better side. Fulham can get good results here and there. I just don't think they're going to do as well as people expect them to do this season. And West Ham have got a team which is starting to play alongside each other, get used to each other's the way each other's play styles, and it's going to fit in with the new manager Lopetegui. And I feel like this is going to be a big victory for West Ham, getting that victory over Fulham. Now we've got Liverpool versus Forest, and this time Liverpool, I'm going with another 3-0 victory. They got 3-0 against United, and I don't think Forest are going to break this defence down. They're not the team that will. And this could be 4 games on the bounce where Liverpool get a clean sheet. And I'm going with that 3-0 victory. Liverpool just have too much quality. And it was shown against Man United. It was men versus boys in that game. And United were an embarrassment, really. So Liverpool are going to be on form again. And it's going to be 3-0 against Nottingham Forest. We've got Manchester City versus Brentford next. And this just one of those teams, Man City, look like they're going to go on and win the Premier League again. They're just in form, just like Liverpool are at the minute. And I believe this is going to be a 2-1 win against Brentford. Brentford have always proven a tough challenge for them. But I do think, even though Brentford got the win against Southampton, that international break is probably going to slow them down a bit. And Man City will get the victory as expected in this one, 2-1. Villa versus Everton next. This one I actually think is going to be one of the top games of the weekend. But I am going for a Villa 2-0 win. Everton managed to get 2-0 up against Bournemouth a couple of weeks ago, and they lost it in the last 5 minutes of the game. They lost the game, and it just shows what their season is going to be like going forwards. And they're another team that I do think are going to be fighting for that relegation at the end of the season. They are struggling, and they are really, they've shown they can score goals, but they are really, really on the back end of everything at the minute, and they are probably the worst performing team at the moment. Can Villa break them down? I think they will. I think they've got enough quality in Ollie Watkins. They've got multiple players that can go and get them a goal. So it's going to be 2-0 Aston Villa, I think. Bournemouth, Chelsea. Like I said before, Everton lost 3-2 to Bournemouth. I feel like Bournemouth have that momentum going forward. Chelsea are currently struggling, and I feel like Chelsea only just managed to get past Palace, and they should have really won, but they didn't get that result, and they didn't get the 3 points. So Chelsea, again, I'm going with a 1-1 draw in this one. I think that they're going to struggle, and I think Bournemouth are going to keep that momentum running. Now for another London derby. This is on Sunday. This is the early kickoff on Sunday, and it's Spurs versus Arsenal in the North London derby. One of the 3 biggest derbies in the Premier League, I'd say. And I'm going with a draw in this one. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I think both teams are capable of scoring. Spurs will want to bounce back after the loss against Newcastle. And as I've already mentioned at the start of the video, ODEGAARD is out injured for a few weeks, so he will be missed. And Declan Rice already has a red card, and that red card could haunt Arsenal now. And it could be the downfall of Arsenal at the moment. They got the draw against Brighton, only just. I thought Brighton were a stronger team on the day. Obviously, Arsenal only had 10 men. But Arsenal are going to struggle in this one. They're going to be a whole new midfield for them. It gives them a chance to see what Mikel Moreno's like. But I just don't think they're going to have that flair to them that they would have with ODEGAARD in the side. So I'm going 2-2 with this one. We're on to the last game now. Wolves versus Newcastle United. I'm going with a high-scoring Newcastle win here. I'm going 3-1 to Newcastle. I think they've got the better team. Wolves are going to be one of those teams that are going to be fighting relegation. I did predict them to go down this season, but the way that Everton are playing, it could be one or the other. But I am going Newcastle 3-1. I think Newcastle with Isak up front, they're just unbelievable. So they managed to get the win against Spurs. They'll continue the form and they'll keep picking up points where they need to. And I'm going with that victory, Newcastle 3-1. That is it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Please make sure we like the video. Please make sure we subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you on the next one, guys.